Hello, it's MusicTechnician here, and I'm back, and yeah, I'm bringing you another plugin review. So the plugin I have found for you today is called Loot Chests. Now what this plugin does is it allows you to create chests which can be respawned. They can respawn at different places, so you can use this for mini games. If you have specific places that you want chests to spawn, you can configure what's in them. I'll just show you, shall I? So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to place a chest down. So what I advise is placing this chest down where you will want the chest to spawn, because that will be the spawn location. You need to place a chest down, so place your chest down here. The way you create a loot chest is you use the command lc create, and then you need to put a name in. So if we put test, it will show me this chest is empty. So I shall fill this chest with some random loot. I'll put the totem of undying in the middle. Oh, I'll put this on this side. I'll put this up in this corner, and the shield can go right above the totem of undying, actually. So I do believe when this chest respawns, it will have the things in the same positions. Now, if we try the command again, lc create test, we have created a loot chest. It comes up straight away opening this menu, which gives you lots of different settings that you can use. So you can use this middle one here. You can change the contents of the chest. This one here allows you to choose different particles that you might use. So if we use footsteps, see, it's given us different particles here. If you do come out of this menu and you want to go back into the menu, all you have to do is lc edit test, and it brings you back to this menu. So I've decided I'm going to go with the enchantment particles. They're quite nice particles, I'd say. In here you can edit the timing of how long it will be before the chest respawns. So if we go on here, it's a little bit of a weird way of doing it, but as you can see here, currently it's set to 10 minutes. What we can do is if we right click, it will take away this little gold nugget, and that now means there's no respawn time. But if we wanted it to be 1 minute, if we left click, it'll add a nugget, and that adds 1 digit into that section. So if we keep going, it's going to be like this. It will go up to 9. That'll be 9 minutes. Then we can add another one here, which will be 19 minutes. We can go up all the way. We can do 99 days if we wish to, but for now I'm going to have it set to 1 minute. Now the noises you hear in the background is every time you change a setting here, it's going to respawn the chest. The next setting we can set here is changing the chances of each item. So this is pretty cool. If you go into here, as you can see, if you left click, you'll add +1% chance of this item spawning in this chest. You can also take the percentage down by right clicking, and you can do it in quite big increments as well. Here you can also affect whether you're going to have a fall effect or whether it's going to spawn just automatically on the ground. So if you put it onto just spawning on the ground, it can send out a message when it respawns. You can send out a message when it naturally respawns. So this one is if it's respawned by command. This one's if it just respawns naturally following this timer. And this one here is quite cool. It's message on chest take. So if somebody comes up and takes this whole chest, oh, there's only a shield in here. We got really bad RNG on this and only got the shield. But if somebody comes up and takes all the stuff in the chest, there's two cool things that are going to happen. First of all, the chest is going to disappear. And it will say in the chat, oh no, MusicTechnician found the chest, test, and took everything in it. So you can disable that if you like. There we go, we've seen it's just respawned as well on its own. And it didn't have the fall animation because we disabled that. So if we change and put the fall effect on, I'll quickly show you what it does. Let me respawn it myself. So the names of the chest are case sensitive. So if you put it as test with a capital T, you need to use test with a capital T whenever you use any of the commands. If we respawn this, if you look up in the sky, you see the chest falling to the ground. So this is quite cool. If you're going to have it kind of respawning, you want people to go, oh look, there's a loot place. Let's go and get it. So that is the way you respawn a chest, is if you go lc respawn. Oh, if I can spell correctly, and then the name of the chest that you wish to respawn. So test, we're going to respawn that again. And you see every time it respawns, oh, we got everything this time. That's pretty good. But every time it respawns, you'll have different chances. It will change what's in there. So even if it's there already, oh, that's pretty good, isn't it? We didn't get all the stuff that's got a high chance, but we got the stuff that has a low chance. And it'll always change what's in there. So I'm going to create another chest very quickly. I'm just going to make it, put it this just here for now. We're going to put in a nice diamond sword with some enchantments on it. That's the other chest respawning. So it will respawn even if the chest hasn't been taken. And we're going to put some diamond blocks in there as well. Now, you see, I have two different chests, okay? And we know how to respawn a chest by using LC respawn and then legendary. It's going to respawn this one. But what if we need to respawn all the chests in our world? Let us go LC respawn all. And it will respawn all the chests that you have set up. And if you don't know which chest you have set up, if you do LC list, it's going to give you a list of all your chests that you have set up. So another cool thing you can change is you can change the hologram name of a chest. So if we go LC set holo, the name of the chest that we wish to change, so we're going to change test, and we're going to call it this was a test chest. So let's do that. And then next time it respawns, it's going to come up with that name. So if we go LC respawn, respawn test, it now comes up with this above it, although it is still called test. It is still called test in the config. Another thing you can do is you can do LC set time of a certain chest, and you can change the timings of a chest without having to go into the editor. You can also do LC toggle fall and the name of a chest, so it toggles whether you have the falling animation or not of that certain chest without having to go into the editor. If you're not sure where you set one of your chests, you can go LC TP and then the name of the chest, and it will teleport you to that location, so you can see that everything's working fine. So same with legendary. If we go LC TP legendary, it'll teleport us to that one. As you can see, the chests actually take on what way they're facing, so they'll always respawn facing in those directions. Another cool thing you can do is there is a command to give somebody the contents of a chest, so it still uses the same chances, but if we go LC give MusicTechnician test, it has given me the contents of a chest, and it shows the player that you've been given it by this player, but it gives me the contents of that chest. So we actually got a shield and a diamond sword that time. If we go clear and do the same again, and it's not necessarily what's in the chest at that time. So if we have a look, there's different things in this chest, so it's just a random chance basically. If you wish to change the position of a chest, you can go LC set pos and then the name of the chest that you wish to set the position of. So if we put the test chest over to here, it'll now respawn in this location. Ta-da! Another really cool thing that you can do with this is if I go all the way over here, if I'll go into the middle here, if you go LC random spawn and then you put in the name of the chest, so we're going to make test come up, and we're going to put in a radius, so a radius of where we would like the chest to spawn. So if we put like 30, so now when the chest respawns, it's going to be in a random radius from there up to 30 blocks out. So we've got it there. If we go LC respawn test, we can see when that one's respawned, it'll disappear and go to over here. Look, and then we can do it again, and you see it's falling over there instead. So having things spawn in regular locations is pretty good for things like Hunger Games. You can have it spawn where it doesn't have the fall animation, and then they respawn after a certain amount of time. That'd be quite cool. Another cool use, which I think is pretty cool for the random spawn, is if you're on a survival server, you could have legendary chests falling in random places and people have to go out to find them and get some pretty rare resources. So that's all the in-game bits. Let's have a very quick look at the config. So let's have a very quick look at the config then. There's 3 config files. There's the main config, there's a data, and there's a language. So the config file gives you all the defaults basically of what your chests will spawn as. So you can change whether they spawn with particles by default, which particles they use, the number of particles, how much it respawns. It will give you a default reset time, default item chances, whether they use holograms, etc, etc. The data config basically stores all of your chests that you have created. And then the language file basically lets you change all of the messages that the plugin will give you. So it's pretty cool that it's nice and configurable. And that will just about do it for today's video. I will leave a link to this plugin in the description. Go check it out, go install it, go give it a try. If you've liked this video and you found it helpful, please leave me a like. Subscribe if you like plugins and you want to see some more plugin reviews. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.